Hey everyone, it's Justin here, America's Honest Tax Accountant from Number Crunch Nerds. So the personal tax planning template has now been updated for the new above-the-line charitable contribution deduction, which is up to $1,000 for single and $2,000 for married filing joint. You can see that right here in the personal tax planning template. We do have the OBA modifications section now, and I have added a line for the charitable contributions above the line portion right here starting in 2026. Note that the above the line deduction is eligible for any 501c3 contribution like a qualifying animal shelter, for example, but it specifically excludes contributions to donor advised funds as well as non-cash contributions. So this is for cash only. By the way, if you're not familiar with donor advised funds and are looking for ways to maximize the tax benefits of your charitable giving, you can search on YouTube for this video right here. Just enter Number Crunch Nerds Donor Advised Fund. In addition, the personal tax planning template has been updated for the new 0.5% AGI floor, which is a new provision that will be applicable to folks itemizing charitable contributions going forward. Both of these provisions are applicable starting in 2026. However, since we're doing multi-year tax planning in the personal tax planning template program, we have every reason to incorporate these new provisions into our planning starting today. In addition to what I've already noted above, these two provisions have been made permanent in the law, so they are not limited to only the next 4 years or so, as is the case with many of the other notable provisions in OBA. With that said, let's go to the charitable contributions calculator and check it out. Alright, so we're here in the charitable contributions calculator for both itemizers as well as non-itemizers. First thing, as I mentioned, both of these provisions are not applicable for 2025, so we're going to start our calculations right here in 2026. We will pull the filing status off of the personal tax planning template, so that should populate automatically. Then we're going to go here to the 0.5% floor calculation for itemizers. There's our AGI, which will also pull automatically off the personal tax planning template. And then right here, we will do the 0.5% floor calculation. Then coming down here to the charitable deduction calculation, we will start with both the total cash contributions as well as the total non-cash contributions. Then right here, the above the line deduction, whether you're single or married filing joint, will be determined based on cash contributions only. If you are single and have cash contributions of at least $1,000, then $1,000 would appear in this cell, for example. Same situation here if you are married filing joint and have at least $2,000 in cash contributions, $2,000 would appear in this cell right here. Your above the line deduction is obviously limited to the amount of total cash contributions made. So if you were married filing joint, for example, and this cash contribution was less than $2,000, then you would be limited right here to whatever the actual contribution was. Alright, so the next step is to determine the amount of charitable contribution remaining that is available for itemized deductions. The IRS is not going to let you double dip between the above the line portion and the itemized portion of your deductions. So for example, right here, if we have $30,000 of cash contributions and we use up $2,000 of it above the line, that would leave $28,000 remaining that could potentially be itemized. And then the last step here is to use our 0.5% floor that we calculated earlier to determine what the limitation is. We calculated that up here to be $1,200, so that is going to be the limit. And then of this $28,000 in this example that's potentially available to itemize, we would actually get to itemize $26,800. So that is a basic summary of how the new charitable contribution calculator works. In addition, a detailed instructional video regarding how to use the charitable contributions calculator calculator and incorporate it into the personal tax planning template has now been uploaded to the members area. So if you're already a member, you can log in and check that out at your convenience. And if you're not already a member and would like to get involved in mapping out your personal tax plan through the Roth IRA conversion sweet spot, through the RMD years, and now incorporating all of the latest tax planning opportunities available to us through OBA, then make sure to check out my latest OBA video releases on YouTube, which include 100% bonus depreciation is back. How is long-term capital gain really taxed? One big beautiful bill has been signed into law. What does it mean for you? How does the $40,000 SALT cap really work? And the all-new free quote-unquote deduction that we just went over, up to $2,000 for charitable giving, even if you don't itemize. You can find these videos plus many more by simply searching on YouTube for Number Crunch Nerds, One Big Beautiful Bill. So that's going to be it for today's members update. You can find a link to join the personal tax planning template program in the description below this video. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.